Welcome back to our immersive tour of the Summer Palace. In this episode, we will explore the most stunning scenery of this garden, the Kunming Lake. We are now heading toward an island that's connected to the shore by two bridges. On my right is an imperial dock that was used to anchor the emperor's boat. The zigzag shape you see here is not only functional, but also a decorative element commonly found in classical Chinese gardens. You can even spot similar designs in the Old Summer Palace or Yuanmingyuan. When it comes to lakes, causeways, and bridges, the most iconic example in China is without a doubt West Lake in Hangzhou. In fact, Kunming Lake was deliberately modeled after West Lake during its construction. This island we are approaching is called Little Xiling, named after the famous Xiling scenic area in the West Lake landscape. We have seen towers with this two-story structure many times throughout the Summer Palace. They are highly functional, used for living, viewing, resting, or even working. Just beyond this wall is the lake, which means the wall runs right along the shoreline. Doesn't it make the island feel larger than it actually is? That's another example of view blocking, a classic technique in traditional Chinese garden design that we have discussed before. Here is another building with that familiar appearance. It's now used as a tea shop. This courtyard is actually a temple, though it's not related to Buddhism. It reflects folk beliefs commonly seen in southern China. The reason a temple like this exists within a royal garden is because Emperor Qianlong wanted this little island to resemble its original inspiration in Hangzhou even more closely. Now we are seeing a completely different style of architecture, a pavilion built atop a high bridge. This kind of structure originated in southern China. It allowed visitors to rest in the shade while enjoying views of the lake beneath them. Emperor Qianlong visited southern China 6 times via the Grand Canal. After returning, he ordered many garden structures to be built in the style of the landscapes he had seen during his travels. Standing on this bridge, the view is indeed breathtaking. You can spot several similar pavilion bridges in the Summer Palace, like the one just over there. And also in historical images of the Old Summer Palace. This is the famous marble boat, officially named the Clear and Peaceful Boat. It was originally built in 1755. Emperor Qianlong had two main intentions behind constructing this boat-shaped building. First, rivers and lakes were everywhere in southern China, and boats were the main mode of transportation and also anchored everywhere. By building a stationary boat here, he hoped to recreate the southern China atmosphere. Second, in Chinese symbolism, water represents the people, while the boat represents the ruler. There is a well-known saying, water can carry a boat, but it can also overturn it. Qianlong used this unsinkable stone boat to symbolize the everlasting stability of his dynasty. Ironically, the boat is still here, and his dynasty was overthrown over 100 years ago. What he didn't know is only democracy and rule of law can sustain a regime forever. Many people call this a stone boat, but in fact, only the base is made of stone, the pavilion on top is wood. It was also destroyed in 1860. This photo, taken in 1877, shows only the stone base remaining. When it was rebuilt in 1894, the pavilion was painted white in European style to suit the taste of Empress daughter Cixi. Perhaps she was also nostalgic for the old summer palace, where many European-style buildings once stood. On the way back, I have chosen not to walk inside the long corridor so we can better enjoy the lake scenery. The misty weather creates a kind of soft, blurred beauty, like stepping into a fairyland. If you are from an East Asia cultural background, this kind of atmosphere may feel familiar and poetic. But for viewers from other parts of the world, I wonder, does this kind of beauty resonate with you too? In southern China, this kind of weather is quite common. Thanks to the heavy rain the day before I filmed this, today's summer palace feels almost identical to the West Lake in Hangzhou. I won't say too much, let's just enjoy the view. You may notice some trees with colored tags. A green tag means the tree is over 100 years old, and a red tag means it's over 300 years old. These trees were planted during the garden's second reconstruction between 1886 and 1895. This pavilion is my top recommendation if you plan to visit. It's a perfect place to take a break and enjoy a panoramic view of Kunming Lake. But this spot is also linked a very emotional chapter. Here on June 2nd, 1927, the great historian Wang Guowei ended his life by walking into the lake. He was overwhelmed by despair for China's future. At that time, a dictatorship claiming to save the country was sweeping across China with the support of the evil Soviet Union. Wang Guowei's academic brilliance and deep love for his country are still remembered and honored today. This stone base was once used to hold large pots of seasonal flowers. Now we have returned to the main gate of the Tower of the Fragrance of the Buddha. Over there is the imperial wall, where the emperor and the empress daughter would disembark upon arriving at the summer palace. In the distance, you can see that tall building, the Grand Opera stage in the Garden of Virtue and Harmony, which we visited in episode 1. This is the side gate of the Hall of Joy and Longevity, the residence of Empress daughter Cixi, but of course she would never have used this entrance. Here is the main entrance to the hall. When Cixi traveled here from the Forbidden City, she would arrive by boat and enter through this very gate. This tall pole is not for flying flags, instead it was used to hang a large lantern. This lantern wasn't just for lightning, it had a message. If the light was still on, it meant the Empress daughter hadn't yet gone to sleep. And that meant no servant was allowed to sleep either, all had to stay alert, waiting for her call. This is the side gate of the Pavilion of Artistic Delight. And just ahead, the familiar two-story tower that Emperor Qianlong loved most. We visited this building in our first episode. It was here on the second floor that he often sat alone watching the sunset over the lake. And now we have arrived at the most popular photo spot in the entire Summer Palace. Many precious historical photos were taken from this very angle. Let's take a look at a few of them. This is the side hall of the Hall of Jade Apples. It now serves as a shop. Now we are back at the Hall of Benevolence and Longevity. With the architectural knowledge we picked up in episode 2, you might notice a few things. This massive hall still uses just a single-use structure, grey tiles, and a hipped canopy roof. All of this design is meant to reflect a sense of simplicity and close to nature, aligned with the overall garden aesthetic. Now we head toward the mountain area. To my left, you will see the Garden of Virtue and Harmony again. To my right, a complex that includes 8 courtyards, housing things like the imperial kitchen, medical clinics, storerooms, and gardening offices. This road was intentionally built to be winding and unpredictable to create a sense of mystery and ensure the view from every point feels different. Here we encounter another one of these gateway structures. There are a total of 6 such gates throughout the summer palace. Each one has a different pavilion on top, but all serve the same purpose. They are used to split the view, as what I said in the end of last episode. Now we reached a garden within the garden, a small enclosed area complete with a pond, a bridge, a main hall, covered corridors, and pavilions. In short, Emperor Qianlong basically copied a private garden of southern China and rebuilt it here. We will explore this area in the next episode. If you enjoy this immersive narrative style journey, don't forget to subscribe.